Hello, my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path. My name is Tim Heijen and I believe in dragons. And I try to revive the ancient path of the dragon. This is a path that was been taken by many people before the religions came. Before religions like Judaism made it forbidden to believe in other gods and other spiritualities and other faiths. And it's such a shame that actually that the dragon has been actually outlawed to believe in, and that has been the fact for thousands and thousands of years, that it was a forbidden faith, that the dragon was not allowed to come back, and that is such a shame. um, then the religions came. Religions first, Judaism made it forbidden to believe in something else, and it was so strict and so actually violent. It was that people were not allowed to believe in their own faith. Spirituality was forbidden. It's now religion, and it was horrendous. And they had to listen to one man that supposed to hear the word of God. And yeah, and the thing is, they all listened to that. They all listened to this guy that said he can listen to the whatever God has to say. Um, the thing is, and then of course, a man stood up. A man, I yeah, Jesus, and he said, "No, I want to revive an old religion. I want to revive it, an old religion, not a spirit, not a religion. Religion is bad." That is what he said. It has been found in the catacombs of the Vatican that actually the real and true colors of Jesus was to end religion. He didn't want religion. He was a pagan, just like us, and he had followers because of that, because he could explain very well. And so he wanted to revive an old spirituality. And so, with all the consequences, of course. Um, Christianity is seen as to follow Jesus into religion. But the thing is that he wanted to end religion. He didn't want religion. And that is the reason why they killed him. That is, it was actually a pagan or even which uh, death sentence, yeah, a witch burn, or which in this case a cross. And then the cross became the symbol of them, a cross, a device of torture. Then they all go over the world and try to convince people to go into this religion. But this was all based on power. This was all based on suppressing people. This was not based upon his will. His will was totally different. His will was to revive an ancient spirituality. And that was so something fascinating that many people followed him. And following of Jesus is actually a pagan. He was actually, if you compare himself with me, he's not that different, because I try also, just like him, try to revive an ancient path, an ancient spirituality, something that for thousands of years wasn't allowed. And it was very clear that it was not allowed for him as well. So yeah, of course, luckily, they don't kill me for this, for reviving an ancient path, an ancient spiritual path. And yeah, he's very, very misunderstood, just like the dragon actually is. This man, he's now very famous, and some people claim to be the rebirth of Jesus himself, but in fact, yeah, the the real Jesus just wanted religion to be gone. He wanted Judaism to be gone. He was not a Jewish. He wanted to get rid of it. And like I said, I'm actually like him. Like, I died without the fame, of course. He just died and was unknown back in the day. But 350 years later, they said, we want to let religion come back, and put his name upon this religion. So everyone would follow it, and everyone would trust it. So that is when in Rome it started to decline. The power of Rome was starting to become lesser and lesser. So they needed to have something different, and this difference is another religion, because uh, spirituality of Jesus was, of course, not mentioned. He was the face of it. He was the Son of God himself. Uh, of course, this all became later. What I'm trying to do is just the same. I try to revive an ancient spirituality, and I don't do this because of this fame that it has. I just want the dragon to come back, and I believe that this Jesus is trying to let his spirits and his gods to come back. And so it didn't work, of course, in the end. If this guy comes back and he would see what happens, then he would be astonished of what. Of course, he might like it, but it's not. It's not what he actually meant. He wanted to revive an ancient spirituality, but which one? I don't know. As I try to revive the ancient spiritual path of the dragon, maybe. Yeah, no, he never said anything about the dragon. It would be other spiritualities. But then again, why was he killed? Because they couldn't stand it. And something that also remains a little bit in these times is that you are not allowed to believe in what you want. There are still many countries with Christianity that would actually kill people with another faith, another spirituality. They are not free to believe what they want. If they would ever say, I believe in the dragon and not Jebus or Allah or whatever, I, as a follower of the dragon, I believe in this Jesus figure. And I believe that he was not different than me or many other people who try to revive an ancient path. He was, giving themselves on very, very dangerous territory. And then, of course, he gave his life for reviving his path, but yeah, but it all became so, yeah, it turned out to be bad because now um, Judaism 2.0, Christianity, was being born because of this. Not because he wanted, but because he didn't control it. He was not able to. Um, didn't had any hand in it. They put his face on upon it, and then of course they abused it. And I hope that my name will never be in such a thing that I want. The thing that he wanted to destroy, he became the face of it. That's just the thing. He became the face of whatever he wanted to destroy. And if I ever come to say this to people, then they say, no, no, you're the devil. Yeah, it's true. I met Lucifer. I met Lucifer very much. And he's a very beautiful and ancient and wise dragon. But this Jesus is supposed to be against him. But in fact, I don't see it. They are not opposites of each other. But they made them opposites of each other. They wanted conflict. They wanted war. They wanted to have an evil against it. Good and evil. You have to follow us because we are good. They wanted it. They wanted this fear. And they also created fear around the dragon. Why? So you would ditch the dragon. So you would follow them. For the thing that actually Jesus never wanted. This sign is a sign of torture. This is a sign of death. And yet everyone gets comfort whenever they see this sign. How come? Because they show them, everyone, this is the sign there where he died on. Wherever in the story, did they think that he wanted to have this sign after what they did to him? I mean, this is a sign of death. So he died, and he didn't revive. That is a story. But the only thing that he wanted to do is to revive an ancient spiritual path that already has signs, but they made their own. It's even stolen from the Egyptian Isis, that is the goddess of fertility and female energy. They stole everything actually, because it was not a real spirituality. They made it all up. Something that I don't do with the dragon's path. I try to research. I try to see the roots of the spiritual path of the dragon. That is also what this Jesus figure did with his spirituality. In fact, Jesus was a witch. He was a witch, and they killed him for it. And then they abused his name. And all these people that go to church, if you ask me, my opinion, they believe in a lie. It's unfortunate that I had to tell this, and every time when I see people going to church, I see them believing in a lie. And then, yeah. But of course, you can tell all the world about this, but yeah. If you say I met Lucifer and I have a dragon by my side, yeah, and this Jesus, his story is totally different than you know, then of course immediately there will be reaction from it and saying, no, it's not true, you're the devil. Yeah. Very interesting path actually this is. I didn't know it was in my forest. Yeah, discovering new something every day. So very peaceful, very calm inside of a forest. There are many paths actually, many things. Even a small outdoor church. I won't burn in it, I believe, I hope. So actually pretty nice, pretty beautiful. If just imagine, my brothers and sisters, if this statue has a dragon instead of that, or an altar like this is an altar of the dragon. Oh my God, I would so bow down for this. But yeah, it's not a fact. And if these walks all have these images of dragons and the stories that dragons have, so epic. Oh yes, but yeah, all the world is like this. Yeah. I hope one day I could ever go to such a place with a dragon instead of humans and tell the story of the dragon. That would be so nice. In the middle of nature where the dragon is home. My brothers and sisters, be blessed.